A 16-year-old boy has been the first to catch the attention of new Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim, who had his first training session with the lads today. Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Here is a big, beautiful update about the start of this new era at Manchester United, as we do certainly now have a coach getting down with business at Manchester United. So listen, today has been an interesting and busy day at Carrington. But most importantly, it will be a day to remember for a 16-year-old boy born in 2008. He is a centre back but left footed. His name is Godwill Kukonki. Now, this towering centre back, and I'm calling him towering intentionally because he's 6 feet 5, 6'5". That's a giant of a footballer. Now, these are the kinds of players who play well in a back three, at least in the eyes of Ruben Amorim. So he caught his attention and invited him to train with the senior team. So day one of training, Kukonki at 16 was there training with the rest of the lads. Of course, usually this does not mean that he's certainly going to be part of the senior team. It can happen because he could have impressed the boss, but it is because they always invite young players to come and make up the numbers from the academy. They can always invite the number they want to make up the numbers if they are falling short of numbers with the senior team when they are training. So that's exactly what happened, because many of the players who are not yet back, have not yet returned from their international their breaks or international duty. So training had to go on. So they decided to bring some academy kids to join and fill up the numbers. And Godwill Kukonki is one of those who was invited. Amorim himself requested this boy to come and join in after watching him playing with the under 18. He has played 4 games with the under 18s, assisted once, hasn't scored a single goal, but he has seen as a high potential player. Why? Because first of all, his natural build works well for the kind of football we are about to play. Because remember, whatever Ruben Amorim will set with the senior team to play, all the other teams will have to play that way. That's the identity of the whole team. That's the style. All the academies will play a back three for as long as that's what Ruben Amorim is going to play with the senior team. So this boy is one of the first beneficiaries of this. But so his towering nature, but also the fact that he's left-footed and is a centre back. In the modern game today, left-footed centre backs rather, sell like hotcake. They are so much on demand. Left-footed centre backs are very much on demand. So it's certainly a beautiful thing to see that this young lad has been, I think, given this chance. I think for him now, I should be believing now if he's home, the family is celebrating and they should be feeling like, yeah, indeed, Ruben Amorim is the guy because he's giving their own boy an opportunity. Now, the other good news about the training session today is the fact that Kobe Mainu was in there as well. So Mainu is back training. So for me, this is again a dream come true, because I've always wanted for Ruben Amorim to arrive at Manchester United with Kobe Maino fully fit, Lenny Yoro fully fit, all these young players fully fit and available for him to see from the start, for him to see how good they are and plan for them. So this is exactly what's going on. From the start of his era, Amorim is showing us that he's going to trust the young players. I've told you, Quenda, one of his more trusted generals in Sporting Lisbon, is a 17-year-old kid. He only made 17 recently, but he has been playing and starting games day in and day out. That is the kind of manager or head coach that we needed to trust the young players and perhaps give us the confidence that the project we are trying to build indeed will make sense. And indeed, that is what Ruben Amorim is doing from day one as boss at Manchester United. So the coming days, of course, more players are going to keep returning. I understand that Marcus Rashford and Casemiro have already cut short their days of rest and returned as well to Manchester. They should be joining in training. Rashford, remember, was in the US enjoying some bit of NBA as he broke off a bit. Casemiro as well was enjoying himself with family. We know that Lisandro Martinez was allowed to stay a few days in Argentina with his family before coming and joining the team. So in the coming days, expect more and more players to keep joining in. And by the time, because the international break ends tomorrow, so for those who are done with their business, they should be back and training in. Those who are not on international duty should be back and joining in. And then, of course, the rest will keep coming one by one to fill up the numbers. And by the time we play Ipswich on the 24th, we should certainly have had at least 2 training sessions. That's, I think, what we should have as a full house. 2 training sessions with the team must take place before we do play against Ipswich. So beautiful stuff there. Of course, I'll be giving you more of what happened, what transpired on day one of the training, and what was observed, what was seen, what exactly is is the plan. How did the players respond? Was there excitement? What was the atmosphere like on day one of Ruben Amorim's sessions as Manchester United manager? Of course, you can read the body language of the players and tell whether they are happy, whether they're excited, whether they are moved, whether they are thrilled, whether they are eager. You can tell just by reading the body language of these players and know that where we're headed is in the right direction. So beautiful stuff there happening for Manchester United. Each manager gives a chance to young players. I'll tell you, Ruben Amorim is taking it up a notch because I mean a 16-year-old on your first day of training coming in, he's even a defender. Again, left-footed centre backs, meaning we might not want to spend money on Jared Branthwaite. You see how already from the start this guy is trying to find solutions to the so many issues we might have in the future, because we've always struggled whenever we didn't have Lisandro Martinez, who is never going to be 100% fit. We saw him complaining about his hip. I think had hip pain. That's why he did not play with Argentina. So certainly you think these things will keep happening. Now we're talking of buying Jared Branthwaite. He's so overpriced. Certainly, we don't have that kind of money to spend. So if you've got a head coach who can identify these young kids and trust them and mold them and groom them into players who can fit into the Manchester United we're trying to build, he's saving us a lot of money, but keeping us competitive, but also showing that our academy is rich and it can churn out players who can go out on the market and be sold for big sums of money. This, for me, is a very beautiful start for Ruben Amorim at the helm of Manchester United. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back later to give you more of what's happening at the biggest football club in the world. Guess what? In the coming hours, the coming days are going to be busy at Carrington. That's why, if you haven't subscribed, you might miss out on something special. Stick with me. All right? Cheers. Let me catch you later.